Hello.
Hello. Becca, let's talk live action remakes for a second.
Really? You gonna talk Lilo and Stitch?
Well, I have not seen it, but because we were talking with some family members the other day and they were like, one of them said that it was the best Disney live action remake they've ever seen. And I thought to myself, is it though? Like, is it? Because then the other person we were talking to was saying how the villain is not the same and a little bit different story-wise. See, it's boring me right now. I'm bored. And I thought to myself last night, I thought to myself, I have a free night. What shall I do? I could go to the movies. I could watch Lilo and Stitch. But then I couldn't be bothered. So I was like, I don't know. It's just not. I just don't. I don't know if I care. I love Lilo and Stitch, but like, I really just didn't care in that moment to go see the live action. Maybe it was just like that. But like even today, I was like, I don't even know if I care to watch it.
I have not cared to watch it even since I knew they put it out. I have seen the trailer, but not because I chose to watch the trailer or I was like, oh, new Lilo and Stitch, let's look at the trailer. It was just being shown and I seen it. I will probably never see this movie. I was not impressed with what I saw. Most of the people I've heard were like, it's okay, or it's okay, it's good, but it's not terrible. I'm like, the best live action Disney remake is Beauty and the Beast. Cinderella is number two. Everything else sucks. Cinderella I didn't like, but it's like an okay movie. But Beauty and the
Yeah,
Beast was good. I really liked that movie. I've rewatched that movie. None of the other live actions I would even care to be in the room while they play.
what about Aladdin?
No, I saw that one, did not like it. The uh, best part of the movie is when the girl sings, whatever her song was. But like, I don't like that scene. I just like the song. Not would do not care for the live action remakes. Cinderella, when that was the first one that came out. When it came out, I was like, this sucks. Don't make any more. Then they made Beauty and the Beast, and I was like, okay, that if Cinderella had to be made so Beauty and the Beast could be made, I'm okay with this. And then they kept making more of them, and it was just terrible. And I'm not a fan.
If somebody said what's the best live action, I my first thought would be Cinderella, but Beauty and the Beast does make a good case.
Beauty and the Beast is good.
Worst live action?
Uh, I don't know. I feel like there was a ton of them that we didn't even see.
Cruella was bad.
Mm,
Technically, that's not like 101 Dalmatians, but it's like it's it,
yeah,
but it wasn't good.
I did watch that movie, not by my choice, but I have seen that one multiple times. Because when it came out, it was like, oh, we're gonna go watch, and then everyone I'd go somewhere else, and I'm like, oh, we just got the new movie, and next, oh, we just. So I watched it a lot when it first came out.
Maleficent was pretty good.
Maleficent was okay. Yeah, I guess if we're considering that as a live action, then Cinderella was not the first one to come out because Maleficent came out before that. The first Maleficent was okay. Second one was not good. That's my thoughts. Stop
Amazing.
making stop making remakes.
Get some
Perhaps
new
do
ideas.
something else.
I thought Little Mermaid was good, except for, well, there was some things throughout, but like the song that they added for the prince, no need. No need for that.
I didn't even
And I
watch that
love
one.
me some Eric. Love me some Eric. I watched The Little Mermaid yesterday, but no need for an Eric song. No need.
You watched the live action one yesterday?
No,
The
the
regular.
the OG. That's one of my all-time favorites.
It's pretty good.
I love that that Rapunzel and Princess and the Frog, the Holy Trinity.
Pretty good. I
All
don't
right.
think
Oh,
Little Mermaid is Little Mermaid's good. Little Mermaid's, but it's not one of my favorites. I just can't stand Ariel.
she doesn't talk for most of the film.
Yeah, but she's just a brat. Hater.
Okay.
Love the movie. Hate Ariel.
Noted. All right. Should we go on to talk about another whiny individual?
Sure.
I mean, of course, Luke Skywalker. I think
He's not
we're talking about,
nearly as whiny as in this movie.
yeah. This one, we're talking about Return of the Jedi, least whiny of the three. He's he's matured a little bit. There's 1 year difference between episodes 5 and 6. He's like on his path to being a Jedi. He's a Jedi Knight now, which also like how fast can you become a Jedi Knight? Is that just like no, because Padawan isn't Jedi Knight. Padawan's before Jedi Knight. So like how fast can you become a Jedi Knight?
Most kids like if I get picked up as a kid, I get dropped off at the temple and I learn my whole life to become a Jedi. I feel like that's how most of them do it. And they take their literally their whole life. Probably 30 years to become a Jedi. If you're quick about it, Anakin became a master at what, 23?
He was never a master.
He was close enough.
Yeah.
Anakin became part of the council at, what is he, 23? And he
Yeah.
also was picked up when he was 9. So that's pretty quick. 15 years. Wait, does that math work? Yeah, 15 years.
I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like in my mind, it seems like a lot more than a year difference between episodes 4 or 5 and 6
Yeah.
because he
So
seems so different.
what confuses me, because I always thought, so in the last one, he goes to Dagobah. They're like, no, don't leave. You have to finish your training. And he's like, I'm out of here. He leaves. I always thought he came back immediately and was like continued to train. But in this movie, he doesn't come back. He's been training by himself. Then he decides to go back, and Yoda's like, you're done. Why did you come back? Like he doesn't do anything extra.
Yeah.
He already has his own lightsaber as well, which I don't know.
Yeah,
Good
new
for him.
saber, new saber.
To be so fair though, he's not doing nearly as much like lightsaber battling. No, there's not very many other people with lightsabers. So low priority.
Yeah, I do think it's very apparent in the final battle in this. However, it is like a decent battle. Out of if we're talking the OG trilogy, decent lightsaber battle. We all know that the prequels trilogy has way better battles, but for as far as this one go, decent lightsaber battle, but like clearly Vader is like leagues, leagues ahead. Like he doesn't even need to do anything, and Luke's like struggling. So
Yeah,
Jedi
he's only
Knight,
been a Jedi for like a couple months.
I know, but he's already a knight. So who's deciding these things?
Yoda did. He goes, "Am I a Jedi?" He's like, "You will be once you face Vader, but you're good for right now. You've learned all the things."
Okay. Well,
Which it like which also I think is confusing. I don't know if he's just taking what he can get, Yoda, being the only guy left who's willing to become a Jedi. Cause like when he was at the temple, he was like, "No, we don't take kids that are older than like 3 years old. Like, way too old to become a Jedi. 9 years old. None of this, none of this." Which he does say about Luke in the original. He's like, "It's too old," but learns pretty quick. Gets over all of his troubles pretty quick.
Becca, in true Are We in Agreement fashion, give us a rundown of Return of the Jedi.
Okay, I also watched this one in parts, so we'll have at it. This okay, I will say this is definitely the one I've seen the most out of the original trilogy, But I will say, this is not the one I've seen the most all the way through. I have seen the beginning the most. I've seen all of the Jabba, all of that stuff over and over and over and over. I don't know why it's just the beginning. Okay, here's how it goes. It's been a little bit since the last time. Han still frozen in kryptonite. He's at in Jabba's palace, just decorating the walls. The crew is deciding we're gonna go get him. They do a little like spy, kind of sneak in. We're gonna steal him. Leia tries to get him, fails, gets captured. Lando tries to get him. Ah, he doesn't even try. He's there. Helps him later. Luke is like, "Hey Jabba, I will purchase Han for you," and he's like, "What a joke!" And he's like, "No, let's bargain." He's like, "Absolutely not." He comes, gets captured. All get captured. They undo Han. Epic, some good fight scenes, some good music. Uh, they Boba Fett falls down into the Sarlacc pit, or Jango Fett, Boba Fett.
Yeah, Django's dead.
Yeah, but now Boba is too. Um, and
Is he
they all
though?
escape.
Is he?
Sarlacc pit.
No,
Um,
have you seen there's the Boba Fett show.
I've not seen it.
Oh, Boba Fett comes back.
Okay,
You haven't seen
surprise.
Parks and Rec, have you? You haven't.
Not at
Have you
all.
seen the clip though? In one of the episodes of Parks and Rec, they have a like a committee meeting or something. Somebody gets up and he's like, I'm gonna filibuster the whole meeting and just take up all the time. So he gets up and he starts to describe how Boba Fett should come back. And he's like, I don't know it word for word, but he's like, you pan down from the twin suns onto the Sarlacc pit. Hand reaches up from the sand, grabs, and Boba Fett crawls out of the out of the sand, and it is word for word the opening of the Boba Fett show.
That's where they got the idea.
I know, yeah, yeah. Everybody thought that was hilarious, but I guess you didn't even know about the
No, I
show.
forgot there was a Boba Fett show.
Mm,
Forgot about that. And then I've
yeah,
seen very little Parks and Rec.
yeah. I'll have to
Wait,
find the clip and send it to you
yeah.
where it has it side by side.
They bounce out. Leia strangles Jabba, and then they blow him up. Then they peace out of here. Okay. This is also they're on Tatooine. I always thought they were on somewhere else, but that is Tatooine.
Mm.
They peace out. They are like new Death Star. Who dis? We got to go get that guy. They join up with the rebels. The rebels are like, hey, the new Death Star. Who it is? It's by Endor. Endor's got a magic force field around it. We're gonna go get on Endor and then turn off the force field and then destroy the Death Star the exact same way we destroyed the last one. We just fly right into the middle and blow it up. I feel like I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Anyway, uh, uh,
Did you not
is
just watch this movie?
I did, but is Yoda in this one? Does he go back to Yoda in this one? He does. He goes back before this. He goes R2. We're going back to the Dagobah system. He drives back, and he's like, Yoda, I'm here to be taught. And Yoda's like, you don't need to be taught. You need to go face Darth Vader. And he's like, is he my father? He's like, he is your father. And also, there's another. And he's like, what does that mean? Is Leia my sister? And he's like, maybe, perhaps. Search in your soul. Find out for yourself. He's like, yeah, obviously. Yoda dies, and Luke's like, no, I needed you. What the heck? Fades away. Becomes force dust. Then they all meet up and we're like, we're gonna go get Endor. They all go. Luke's like, I have to go. I have to be on this team because I'm gonna go find Darth Vader. They all get there. They're they get there secretly, but really Darth Vader knows that they're there. He like lets them in, and he's like, whatever. They all get onto Endor and they fight some cool fights, and it's a cool little zip around action scene, fun times. Um, Skipping ahead a little bit, Leia gets lost. They go to find her. There's some Ewoks. They become best friends. C-3PO is like a deity. All fun times. They become besties. Now they're fighting for the same force. They use their powers to attack the stormtroopers. They turn off the shield. Luke turns himself in because he's gonna go talk to Darth Vader. And he's like, "Hey, join the good side." And Darth Vader's like, "No, you're gonna join the dark side." He's like, "No, you're gonna join the light side." Goes back and forth for a while. He's like, "You're gonna join the light side so much that you're not even gonna take me to Palpatine." Takes him to Palpatine. He's like, "Well, okay, well, did not expect this." They talk for a little bit. Stuff is be going on. He's like, "Join the dark side. All of your friends are dying. Like, you're losing, so just join the dark side. Because if you don't join the dark side, we'll just kill you." So, and he's like, no, you won't kill me because there's too much good in Darth Vader." Back and forth, back and forth. Then Palpatine's like, "Okay, whatever. You're not gonna join us? I'm gonna electrocute you to death." Electrocutes him. Darth Vader's like, "No!" Picks up Palpatine while he's electrocuting him, tosses him over the side. He turns into a vapor, like blue explosion, which I always thought was interesting. Uh, and then he's like, "Okay, that's cool. The Death Star is about to be blown up, so let's get out of here." But Darth Vader got electrocuted, and apparently his machine doesn't work like that. So he's like, "Take off my mask. I want to see you." Takes off his mask, and he's like, "My son." He's like, "My dad." Dies.
My boy.
My boy. He. They all go back. The Palpatine's dead. Darth Vader is dead. Death Star is dead. They pretty much, yay, no more Empire. There's parties all around the galaxy. And then Force ghosts pop in. The version I watched is the newer version where it is Hayden as Anakin. But the credits doesn't say that. The credits say the other guy. So, because they have the voice of Darth Vader, the face of Darth Vader, and then Anakin, who is not, who is who he was before.
Well,
Did
I
I get
mean,
that
like,
straight?
they couldn't completely take him out of the movie, I guess.
What do you mean?
He was still, I mean, like he, I mean, like, he's gotta be in the credits, like, he got paid for it, you know?
I watched the credits. He's not there.
Oh, you're saying Hayden Christensen's not in the credits.
Hayden Christensen's not in the credits. They
Oh, I
have an
see.
Anakin credit for, I'm forgetting his name, that was
Yeah,
there before, who
yeah.
is also when he takes off his face. So,
Hmm,
and
interesting. I like that you watched the credits for that.
well, we always watch the credits. Yeah. So, I also was like, hey, interesting. So that's my recap. There's a
Interesting.
lot more action in this movie, less plot heavy. I really like this movie. I do think after watching this one, I do like Empire Strikes Back more, which is not what I
Interesting.
thought last time. What are your thoughts?
I think I like this one more, maybe. I don't know. It could be a toss-up. Um, something that I realized as I was watching this movie was, for me, obviously two different people played Anakin and Vader, even though they're the same person. But in my mind, it's very clear divide, Anakin, Vader. It gets a little, I mean, like for the movies, obviously it gets a little blurred in like the Kenobi show where it is Hayden Christensen and anyways, but for the original trilogy, I'm like, Hayden Christensen's not even in my mind. This is just Darth Vader, um, James Earl Jones. But to me, Palpatine was always the same guy
He's just a
with the,
creepy little like
yeah. I never
jigsaw.
even, I think rewatching it this time was the first time I even thought to myself, oh my gosh, these are two different guys being Palpatine. They're just exactly the same to me.
They've got these massive eyebrow.
Hmm.
chunks.
Yeah, I mean the prosthetics really help with the look, but like even the way they talk is like exactly the same. And so it's just like there's never been a divide there, which
That's the idea.
I know, but like I didn't even have to have the suspension of belief. It was just, oh yeah, there's Palpatine. There's Palpatine. So I had to throw that out there because it was a little ridiculous on my part. Um, most of my bits about this are like have nothing, are not even about the first half of the movie. I think it's like most of the things I have that are like, oh, about basically about Vader and Luke fighting each other. For example, in this movie, it's very much so join the dark side or I will destroy you. And he's like, join the light side or I will destroy you. And I've talked before about how when Anakin becomes Vader, I don't think he's fully on the dark side. Um, because a lot of it was like circumstance. He wanted to save Padme, but and so in this movie he's talking about how like, oh, you don't know the power of the dark side. The dark side can do all these things. But his main reason for going to the dark side was to save Padme, and he didn't even do that. So like for me there's always that little bit in the back of my mind that's like, how can he fully be sitting here and being like, the dark side is where it's at when I lost everything because of the dark side.
Here's so Anakin turns to the dark side because of love. He turns away from the dark side because of love. He loves
I
me.
guess.
He loves his wife. Loves me. Loves his kids. At least one of them. I don't
Yeah.
think he ever Leia.
He
Well, he
never,
does,
well,
but like
he,
not as.
yeah, he did meet Leia and then finds out at the end that Leia's also. But I enjoy the story time we get from Vader when he's, you know, talking to Luke and being like, listen, son, this is what happened, and now this is what's gonna happen because the dark side is where it's at, and Palpatine is my guy. Um, but
New thing.
also, oh,
But
go ahead.
you say your thing first. You say yours first.
I whenever and then he takes him to Palpatine. Palpatine's talking to him. Whenever Palpatine or really anybody, no, it has to be just Palpatine or Luke, I guess, is talking about Anakin or like your father or whoever Vader used to be or whatever. Darth Vader always looks at Luke as if he's like, this is crazy, isn't it? I used to be Anakin Skywalker. Can you believe this? Like trying to get his read on the situation. Was that just me, or was that?
I did not notice that, but
He
perhaps
does
that
always look
is
at
the
Luke,
case.
but that's just how I was interpreting. Like in Vader's mind, he's like, "It's crazy, right?" Kind of getting like, what does Luke think of me by looking at him every time they talk about Anakin?
Here's okay. We've talked before. I think it was in the Revenge of the Sith episode where I was like, Palpatine tells Vader that Padme that he killed Padme, that she didn't have any kids. In this one or the last one, I think it is the last one. He's like, Palpatine didn't know they had kids because they knew that if Anakin had kids that they would be a threat to him, and so that's why we hid them. So did he know? Because he knew about Luke eventually. I don't know if he knew about Leia, but like I was under the assumption that whether or not she like survived, she had kids. I thought that he just told her that that Anakin killed Padme so that it wouldn't be like, "Oh, she died of the thing that you were trying to save her from." It was just like you killed her. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Well, I do think Vader killed her.
Well, yeah, but I was assuming that he okay, here's what happens. He
Okay.
chokes Padme. Then
Hmm.
she's alive but on the floor knocked out. Anakin leaves, Obi-Wan takes her, she has kids, dies. She does die because of Anakin, she loses her will to live, all this stuff. It is his fault. However, when Palpatine tells him later that he's like, "Oh, it seems in your anger you killed her." I always thought he was referring to when he choked her. Then it would be like, "Ah, see? It wasn't the thing that you were scared of that killed her, it was you." So, like, it wasn't the failure of the dark side that she didn't live, it was just you.
I never thought it was that because we have the knowledge of how she actually died. And so, and he says during the battle, if Anakin had killed Padme by choking her, Obi-Wan like goes to check on her, like to see if she's alive. If she was dead, I feel like there would have been for one, Anakin would have known. And two, there would have been some kind of dialogue between Obi-Wan and Anakin about how you literally just killed Padme.
Well, the reason that I think that is because when Palpatine tells him, he's like, "No, she was alive. I felt it." That means at least he thinks he's talking about when she got choked.
I think he's just talking about he can feel Padme. Like
Oh, he
like how
said she was alive,
Luke and
not
Leia
that
can
she
sense each
is
other.
alive.
What was that?
He says, "No, she was alive. I felt her, not she is alive. I feel her."
Yes, I know. He's talking in my okay, so okay. If I'm
Hold up,
Vader,
George Lucas. Hold
yeah,
on.
if I'm Vader, I have had my fight with Obi-Wan. Padme's alive at this point. I can still feel Padme. We have this love connection. But I become Vader, do the whole process, whatever. During that time, Padme dies. Okay? Then he's like awoken from being Vader, and he's like, hmm, can't feel Padme. Where's Padme? And then Palpatine's like, well, she died because you turned to the dark side. And he's like, no. That I think, so I think he knows when Padme dies, and I think he knows it's not because he choked her.
I disagree. I see your point, but I do disagree.
Well, that's just gonna be, this would be a really good poll to take on all of our Star
Yeah.
Wars loving.
Comment
Uh,
down below.
Comment down below, when do you think Vader thinks Padme died? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, it's both when do you think Vader thinks Padme died, and also, did Palpatine know that she didn't die the first time?
Because if Palpatine knew she died in childbirth, then he would have inquired about the kids.
Yeah. That's what they say in the fifth movie, where they're like, if Palpatine would have known, that's why we hid them. But then he obviously knows about Luke, at least at the beginning, at least at the end of A New Hope, or the bits in between.
I mean, I see your point, and I see how, like, the logic follows, because Palpatine would have inquired about the kids. Vader, I mean, probably would have inquired about the kids, hopefully, maybe. But he could have also, like, in my mind, Padme never got to childbirth in if I was Vader, you know?
That's why it's before. That's
No, but
why.
it's not the choking. It's after the choking.
But just before she had kids.
Yeah.
What does she think she? How does he think he killed her then?
Same way. She just wasn't
Just of
giving birth.
sadness.
Yeah.
Just died of sadness.
Yeah, because there's no way Anakin would have fully choked her to death.
Well, he doesn't. That's why I think Palpatine was just telling him that.
And you think Vader's just believing that, oh, I actually did choke her to death.
I don't know. I mean, he knows that she's dead now. He can't feel her now. She's
Yeah,
publicly dead
for
now.
sure. For sure. Most death. I just okay, we disagree on this,
Yeah.
but
Are we in agreement?
no. No.
Usually we're not, but we've been a lot on this spot recent
Yeah.
episodes.
This is crazy. I don't even know why we started talking about this.
I don't even know. What else you
Oh,
got? What else you got in your
oh, because
notes?
I was saying how um he's like, come to the dark side. It's the power, but I was like, is he really fully in the dark side? Um, and then also Luke gets sent to go kill Darth Vader. Isn't that against the Jedi way to kill?
They kill a lot of people all the time.
No, but like,
I think it's against the Jedi way to like unnecessarily kill people. Cause like when Anakin kills Dooku, he is unarmed. He doesn't need to kill him, and then he kills him anyway. And he's like, it's not a Jedi way. But they were gonna kill him anyway when he was attacking him. So
that's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
it's
Like,
fine.
they always take them in to have like judgment or whatever. Maybe it's death or whatever. But like Windu, when Mace Windu killed or was going to kill Palpatine, he was like, "You can't. It's the Jedi way. You can't kill him." So then Anakin killed Windu, and that's one of the main reasons he was like, "Oh my gosh, what have I done? I'm like on the dark side now."
Yeah, but the reason Windu was just gonna kill him was because like there's nowhere to take him in. There's nowhere to try him. Like it's all just him, so they just have to kill him. Same thing with Vader. Where are they gonna take him? He owns the galaxy, so we're just gonna kill him.
I guess, yeah.
They also when Yoda and Obi-Wan they are like, you just need to confront him, confront him, confront him, and Luke's like, you want me to kill him? And they're like, maybe, that might be what we're
Maybe.
saying.
Well, with the Obi-Wan and Yoda thing, in this movie, he says, "Oh, Obi-Wan has taught you well." Does he know? He doesn't know Yoda is out there.
I guess. I
Because,
okay. He killed Obi-Wan. I don't know
yes,
whether or not he can sense that there are Force ghosts out there.
he has to.
If he does know there's Force ghosts, then still, why is he assuming Obi-Wan? There are a million Force Jedi out there.
Well, because Obi-Wan was with him in the first
Yeah,
movie. So
I don't
that's
know.
the only reason I think he thinks Obi-Wan is teaching him, because that's the only other Jedi he knows was around. Because when Order 66 happened, Yoda was like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta go into hiding so they don't know that I'm out there." I don't think there's any way Vader knows Yoda is out there, because otherwise he would have also tried to hunt Yoda down like he did for Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I do think he is more inclined to hunt Obi-Wan than Yoda if he did know he was there, but I also don't think he knew.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because Obi-Wan was a personal thing, but he could have been like, "Oh, somebody has a mission to go find
Yeah,
Yoda
yeah.
and get him. Complete
Get
Order
him.
66."
Order 67. Just Yoda. Get him.
This is also the first appearance, which is this the Mandela effect or whatever, where you think something is and it's actually not? That we see Admiral Akbar,
Uh, he's in the last movie.
5.
Yeah. He doesn't
No,
say
he's
it's a
not.
trap. Yeah, he is. I know
No, that's
because the
this
whole
movie.
time I was watching him. Yeah, he says it's a trap in this movie. Last
Yes.
movie I was watching him and I was like, thought he said it in the last movie and then he didn't and I was disappointed.
No, 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 no. There is his species. I don't think Akbar is actually in
Oh,
episode
just
5.
just looking at the squid guys, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I think that's why I thought he was like the staple of the Star Wars trilogy. Like he's really just in this one and some later ones, but you haven't seen all the later ones, have you?
I've seen 7.
Okay, I don't know which movie it is that he plays a role, but
He's
he be
not
in the
in
later one.
7.
Okay. Oh, okay then. It's at least 8 or 9. It's 8 or 9. Anyway, yeah, I just in my mind Akbar was like, oh yeah, he's like one of the main rebellion guys. But I think he's only in this one. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat, but I think this is the first time we see Akbar.
Could be.
And one of the most famous Star Wars lines, it's a trap. I think Tama always hated him. Or because of the it's a trap line. Also, don't quote me on that. When we get
The
Tama to
the
rewatch all the Star
actual
Wars
line,
movies.
he doesn't yell. He just says it's a trap. But whenever anyone quotes him, it's always it's a trap.
Yep.
Like he just says it's a trap
Yeah.
with the sense of urgency in his voice. That's it.
hmm Shall we? I gotta go back to Vader because when he destroys the Emperor, it's like a oh my gosh moment. It's does it hold the same weight? Imagine yourself in 87 or whenever this movie came out. When did this movie come out?
Yeah, my guess 83. Are you looking it up?
83.
Yes! I'm too good.
Imagine yourself in 1983. This movie comes out, and you see Vader pick up Palpatine, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What are you doing? He throws him over the edge. Does that hold the same weight as Luke, I am your father?
I think uh No, I Am Your Father is more of a twist because they don't really bring it up much before that. And but this one they like the whole thing is like is Vader going to turn? What's going to happen? And they like Vader is watching him. Although you can't see his face, but you could be like he's contemplating what's he going to do? I don't think it's much more of a twist.
That's
I think
true. That is true. I just wonder, okay, I'm gonna propose this to you, and you let me know what you think. Does Vader destroy the Emperor because the Emperor was going after Luke, his son, that he's now connected with? Or does he go after Vader because, like I mentioned earlier, it reminds him of the exact moment he turned to the dark side when before Palpatine was electrocuting Mace Windu and now he's electrocuting Luke, two Jedis who were trying to, take down the baddie.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's more Luke because he's like, "Oh, my son, I do actually like him. Like I do want to save him. Oh my gosh, this is just like how it was before where like I need again, like love turns into the dark side, love turns into the light side. Where he's like I need them, so you actually need to stop. Zip zip zip, toss them like
Yeah, I do think it's a combo of both because him turning to the dark side was like Anakin never fully aligned with everything the Jedi Council said, but like he was very much, no, this is the Jedi way, you know, like fully a Jedi. And then for him to full send and kill Mace Windu was kind of a kind of a huge no-no that he did. And so I feel like
he only mostly killed Windu. It
yeah,
was
true, true,
he just was like stop it, pushed him a little, and then Palpatine like shot him out the window.
true. But he had a major hand in it, and then he became the Palpatine's right-hand man. And so I think as he watched Luke get electrocuted, he did be like, "Oh dang, this is happening again, Palpatine, what's going on?" But then the added layer of the love, instead of Padme, it's now Luke, and he's like, he had to do a reverse order instead of, you know, Padme making him for the love for Padme turning him to the dark side. It was love for his son turning him to the good side. And people are always like, "Well, he was a bad guy. How come he got to be a Force ghost with Yoda and Obi-Wan?" Listen, guys, I've said it so many times and I'll say it again. I don't think he was ever fully on the dark side in his heart. Yes, he did terrible things and he was a big baddie on the dark side. However, he had a redemption arc. However big or small that may be in your eyes, redemption arcs, the Jedi, I don't know what it takes to get into Jedi heaven, but he met those
What?
qualifications somehow.
Yeah.
Listen, listen. And then he continues to earn his stay in Ahsoka, even though I haven't seen it. I know that is the case. So I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I'm in The Mandalorian right now, and then after The Mandalorian, I will watch Ahsoka. I'm so hyped. I just have to get through The Mandalorian.
I have not watched any of the extra stuff.
Not to say that
Not
The
Andor,
Mandalorian
not
isn't bad.
not Mandalorian, not Ahsoka, not even the Clone Wars. We just got it, and I watched one episode. That's all I've gotten through.
Yeah, I've said I'm gonna continually watch the Clone Wars as I haven't watched much. I need to get to Ahsoka, which was the main goal of the complete rewatch. Hold on. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, does Ahsoka take place after the sequel trilogy?
What do you mean? Ahsoka lives through the sequels?
Like, so Mandalorian takes place right after Return of the Jedi, or not right after, but after. Okay. Um, where is it? Oh, that's release order. I'm like, this is not correct at all. Okay. Chronological order. Obi-Wan gets Star of Action, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. I'm I have to skip that to make Ahsoka come faster. Sorry. I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll watch it someday. I don't know. Nobody raves about the Book of Boba Fett. Okay, so Ahsoka is right after the Mandalorian before The Force Awakens. Okay, so good, great. I will probably have to watch The Force Awakens before I even get to Ahsoka for the pod, but hey,
God.
who knows? Who knows? Who knows how fast I can watch The Mandalorian and Ahsoka? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, back to Return of the Jedi. I just like to say that this is one of my favorite endings of a trilogy ever. Not for the final battle. The like final battle, he throws Palpatine over the cliff, whatever, he dies. So sad. He finally gets to see his son through his eyes. Not that part. After that part. Okay?
Or it's just like parties.
Yeah. So we have Vader gets a Viking funeral sent off by Luke, which is, hits me right in the feels. And then it goes right into the party where the whole galaxy is like, let's go. The Empire is dead. The music is great. The vibes are great. And it's a perfect end to the trilogy.
Okie doke.
I mean, mostly it's the songs. The little Ewoks dancing around.
Hannah's here for it.
The Ewoks, they know how to party.
It's true.
I After we've talked about it for a little bit, I have determined that this is probably my favorite of the original trilogy.
Really?
I just decided just now, right now.
Okay.
But it does go 654.
Okay. I think
Is
they're
that
all
the
really
general
good.
consensus? What's the public's consensus? I feel
I'm
like
not sure. I think they're all so good for like and very different that any order is acceptable. I'm not sure
but
what most people think.
I think most people's favorite is Empire Strikes Back.
I believe it.
Also a good survey we should take. I
Comment
want to know, comment down your order, 1 through 6, least to most favorite. I want to know. If I had to do that right now, I would say 3, 6, 5, 2, 4, 1.
Okay. I like three. Three, I don't think is like the best movie, but I like watching it the most. So I'm gonna put it at number one, three.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I really like four. I really like five. I think I'd put six below them, but I think they're tied. And then two, one, easy.
One is, I get, one's just, it's not it.
Yep,
It is great, but it's just not, it's the least out of these six.
for sure.
Oh, was, when we were talking with our Uncle Benny, and he was like, "What's the greatest trilogy you've ever seen?" And we both were like, "Well, there's an obvious answer to this." What did he say? Did he say Star Wars? Or did
He
he
said
say besides
Back to
Star
the
Wars?
Future.
Oh,
He
Back to the
said Back
Future.
to the Future.
But was he saying, did he say besides Star Wars, what's the greatest
No, he
trilogy?
said including Star Wars because
Oh.
he said trilogy, but I think he was like series, like more than three movies.
He said any three
Yeah,
consecutive films in
that's
any
because
series ever.
then we were talking about it and we were like, oh, three, four, five. Ours are consecutive three
Yes,
best
yeah.
movies.
But I just said six was better than four and five, so
But would you rather have four, five, six or three, four, five?
I would rather have three, four, five.
That's what I'm saying.
But we were like, does Rogue One get thrown in there? And we said
No,
no,
a
it
Star
can't.
Wars story, not a Star
Okay.
Wars movie.
It is a Star Wars story.
That's what it says. That's what it said.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've said it before. That episode, mm, it will be out by the time this one comes out, at least, that Lord of the Rings objectively is the best movies ever made.
Yep.
Because even if you don't like Lord of the Rings, you can still concede that it is a masterfully created uh, trilogy.
Very good. Very nice.
Very good. Okay. Any burning thoughts on Return of the Jedi before we close the chapter on the OG trilogy?
Um, you know the thing where it's like, oh, all of the Star Wars movies have the wrong names. It's like this, that, whatever. And like how Empire Strikes Back is The Last Jedi and Return of the Jedi is uh what was it? I'm forgetting. I don't know. I can't remember what Return of the Jedi was. But that's
It
always
would
what I think.
be we have would it be The Rise of Skywalker
I
or
think maybe.
The Force Awakens?
Not The Force Awakens.
A New Hope?
No.
Mm,
No. No, th- Yoda dies in this one. This is The Last Jedi. Last one is A New Hope.
okay, so this is The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I think I've mentioned that several times in
Yeah, you
these
have.
handful
But
episodes. I think
never
anyways.
stop. I was gonna say something and then I forgot it.
Every day.
So so never mind. Um Dang, that's gonna bug me. And as soon as we get off this, I'm gonna remember.
Well, you can always call
Oh,
me.
I remembered. Um, we recorded the episode for episode 4 a hot minute ago because we also combined it with a current film that had come out, and so we published it to when that movie came out. And so I'd love to go back and listen to that now that I'm like I feel like I've attained more Star Wars knowledge through this rewatch. And because we were confused in that
Yes.
episode. And we're not new to Star Wars. We like know about Star Wars, but like we were like, but what? Wait, how does this happen? Who knew about who? And I'd love to go back and re-listen to that episode now that I'm like,
I love how just one whole rewatch cleared up so much.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, the same thing happened to me though, the more I watched Lord of the Rings in order its whole way through because I think Lord of the Rings and Star Wars are similar in the way that there is a lot of there are a lot of weird names. There are a lot of things going on, and there are a lot of places to keep track of. And so it can all get lost and a little muddled. And so you have to constantly uh or periodically rewatch things in entirety so that
Right when
you
you
can get
rewatch
it
them, you're
all.
like, it's so easy. I know all of it. And then you wait a couple minutes, and you're like, I don't remember any of it. Time for
Yes,
another
yeah.
rewatch. Like,
Yep. Yeah. So you have to stay up to date on these things. It takes practice.
yeah, we're true fans. Like,
Yeah.
getting our 10,000 hours in.
Yes, for sure. Something, I mean, honestly, I think I'm gonna have to do a full Harry Potter rewatch. It's been a hot minute since I've done that.
The
It
last
just
time was probably our episodes on the pod, which I did not rewatch any of those. So
hey,
I'm definitely overdue.
yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. But those are just movies. There's no shows to throw in there. So,
Well, the books, but you're gonna take another 15 years on that.
no, the books don't count.
That's what I'm just saying.
They don't count. And then there's Marvel. Marvel, if you had to do a full rewatch of all of the movies and the shows, it would take you forever.
I have never done a full rewatch. Even when Infinity War came out, I didn't do that. When everyone was like, yeah, 22 movies, that's all you gotta watch. Didn't watch them.
I think it's way more than 22.
From Iron Man 1 to Infinity War,
Well, are you watching it in chronological order?
yeah,
It would
but
be
but
from
only
Captain
the one
America then to Infinity War.
that is the same though. I don't care about that. Technically, Iron Man takes place in between the beginning and ending of Captain America.
Okay, from Captain America to Infinity War, there were, oh, to Endgame. Yeah, 22. Yeah, wow. You're a
I'm
true fan.
too good.
You're a true fan.
I'm good with the numbers. I don't know how many there are now, and I've definitely not seen them all. And I haven't seen any of the shows. None of them.
None of them? Period.
I've
Loki.
seen I've not seen Loki. The
Oh,
only Marvel Disney show I watched is Moon Knight, and that's not even in the universe.
that
Moon
counts
Knight
though.
was pretty good, but
It
if that's the
was.
best one they got, I feel like I don't need to watch the other ones.
Loki was pretty good. Moon Knight is the top. Loki was very good. Uh, I also really enjoyed, out of the blue, kind of, Hawkeye, the Hawkeye show.
Okay.
Crazy.
We
She's
watched
crazy.
uh Thunderbolts the other day, and our
Oh,
dad was like, he was talking about the Captain America guy, and he was like, "You don't know who this is?" I was like, "No, I never seen this, and that." And he's like, "He's not in all of those. He's in my favorite Marvel show, Hawkeye, not Hawkeye,
Falcon
Falcon
and the Winter
Winter
Soldier.
Soldier."
That one was also very
Like,
good,
I've
except,
never seen it.
yeah, that one was very good, except for like the last episode or two episodes got like super political and like kind of not fun to watch. So, but yeah, no, that one is good. Anyway, we're clearly going down a rabbit hole. Return of the Jedi, what a show, what a film. I'm gonna go watch The Mandalorian right now.
Okay.
Okay, bye.